Very nice.
Siddharth, how are you?
सिद्धार्थ थोड़ा सा
Siddharth, congratulations.
Congratulations.
थोड़ा डैडी ना हो
that's
जाए।
better.
Right, right.
That's
Now
better.
it's fine.
We can see the three of them.
ये बीच में ये आ रहे हैं ना.
What did you say on your right is who?
But ठीक है यार,
How to
looking
avoid
good.
this, Sushi ji, computer scientist?
What did you say on your Sanjay? Who is on
Happy
your
birthday.
Sanjay? Who is on your right side?
Son, his son.
Done यार, कमाल करो।
Son है.
Okay, happy birthday to you. Happy birthday. रीतू खिला बेटे। रीतू, come on, संजय को खिलाओ ना केक थोड़ा।
This was one cut for you also.
Yeah, that's right.
अजीत सर का भी है कल।
चल बेटे तू भी
किसका है कल?
11 को।
शुचि कल किसका है?
सॉरी, परसों 11 को है। कल वेडिंग एनिवर्सरी है चोपड़ा की, रेणु चोपड़ा, सर चोपड़ा।
वेरी गुड। और परसों किसका है फिर?
परसों अमरजीत सर का है।
वेरी गुड।
एक आज कार्ड
अमरजीत का भी है, अमिताभ बच्चन का।
सबके केक आज ही काट दो।
मेरी मम्मी का भी 12 अक्टूबर को है।
Good, Ritu looking good, yeah. Very good.
मुझे पता चलेगा। आप में
सर कोई आवाज नहीं आ रही, आपने टेस्टिंग नहीं करी है इसकी।
संजय, रितु ने भी खुआ दे।
अकेले खा रहे हैं।
रितु ने भी
कर दिया हमने आपको।
संजय रीतू को भी खिलाओ, रीतू को भी खिला संजय। That's right. Good. That's the family spirit.
बड़ी खुश नजर आ रही है। ऋतु नहीं आ रही।
आ रही। Very good.
खुश नजर आ रही है।
Call the meeting to order and.
हाँ वो तो हो गई। अभी बस हमारी इन्वोकेशन स्टार्ट हो जाएगी।
तो इधर आ जाओ केक के पास।
Okay,
स्टार्ट करें भाई।
once let the president come and then we'll
ਇਹਦਾ ਪ੍ਰੀਮੀਅਰ ਕਮਿਸ਼ਨ ਵੀ ਜਾਏਗਾ ਬੈਂਕ ਨੂੰ।
ਪ੍ਰਧਾਨ ਜੀ ਨੂੰ ਬਹੁਤ ਬਹੁਤ ਮੁਬਾਰਕਾਂ।
ਹਾਂ
Yes, sir. So let's start this.
Okay, the meeting of Rotary Club Chandigarh Midtown number 2247 is called to order. I now hand over the meeting to the president of the club, Rotarian Sanjay Bhatia. Over to you, Sanjay.
Yes, thank you very much, Sergeant Past President R.K. Luther ji. I'll start immediately by inviting Rotarian Nandita Sisodia for the invocation for today's meeting.
Very good.
Nandita ji, we'll have the invocation from you.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you. Dear friends, नमस्कार। मैं आपके सामने एक प्रेरणादायक कहानी प्रस्तुत करना चाहती हूँ, जो डेनियल डेफो के प्रसिद्ध उपन्यास रॉबिन्सन क्रूसो जीवन की शिक्षा देने के लिए विख्यात है। इसमें एक प्रसंग है कि समुद्री यात्रा पर निकला पानी का एक जहाज डूब जाता है। इसका नायक किसी तरह खुद को तो बचा लेता है, लेकिन अंततः वह एक रेतीले द्वीप पर फंस जाता है। अब वहां उसके सामने जिंदा रहने के लिए चुनौती सामने खड़ी होती है। ऐसे संकट के समय आमतौर पर लोग अपने होशो हवास खो देते हैं, लेकिन नायक ने खुद को शांत रखा और धैर्य के साथ द्वीप पर उसने 2 सूचियां बनाई। एक तो उसने अच्छी का नाम दिया और दूसरी को बुरी का। उसने अपनी व्यवस्था के बारे में सोचा और उसके साथ जो कुछ हो रहा था उससे लिखकर एक या दूसरी सूची में डालने लगा। उसने लिखा, मैं एक सुनसान द्वीप पर फंस गया हूँ, जो मेरे लिए बहुत बुरा है, पर ऐसी स्थिति में मैं भी अभी तक जीवित हूँ। वह बहुत अच्छा है। जहाज पर जितने अन्य व्यक्ति थे वे सभी अपनी जान गंवा बैठे, पर मैं बच निकला। आगे उसने लिखा, मैं बिल्कुल अकेला हूँ, जो कि बुरा है, पर मैं भूखा नहीं मर रहा हूँ, जो अच्छा है। इसी क्रम में उसने आगे लिखा, मेरे पास कोई कपड़ा नहीं है, जो बहुत बुरा है, पर साथ में ही लिखा, यहाँ इतनी गर्मी है कि मुझे कपड़ों की जरूरत नहीं है, इसलिए ये अच्छा है। उसने आगे लिखा, जानवरों से अपनी रक्षा करने के लिए मेरे पास कोई हथियार नहीं है, जो बुरा है, पर समुद्र के किनारे जो जंगली जानवर नहीं है जो कि बहुत अच्छा है। अंत में उसने लिखा, मेरे पास बात करने के लिए कोई भी नहीं है, जो कि बुरा है, पर जहाज समुद्र के किनारे पड़ा है, उसमें मैं अपनी बुनियादी जरूरतों का सामान मैं जहाज में से ला सकता हूँ, जो कि अच्छा है। ये सूची बना लेने के बाद नायक रॉबिन्सन क्रूसो ये फैसला करता है कि कोई भी परिस्थिति इतनी खराब नहीं होती जितनी कि हम उसे समझते हैं। ये कभी इतनी खराब नहीं होती कि उसमें इंसान को ईश्वर को धन्यवाद देने का कोई कारण ना मिले। कथा का मर्म है, परिस्थितियां कितनी भी खराब हों, हमें उन अच्छाइयों पर ध्यान केंद्रित करना चाहिए जो हमारे भीतर ऊर्जा का संचार करती रहें। धन्यवाद। Thank you, friends.
Thank you very much, Nandita ji.
Thank you, friends.
It's not very often that I get to hear in our mother tongue Hindi something about Daniel Defoe.
Thanks to Suchi sir.
Very nice and good for me to hear a little bit of Hindi also. So, good evening and welcome to our guest speaker today, Dr. Avtar Singh. Devki ma'am, who's joined, that is Secretary Shuchi's mother, who is joined today especially for to be amongst us and to hear the guest speaker, Dr. Avtar Singh. We have guest Shashi Prabha, and welcome to our meeting, and also Rishikant Jha.
Thank you.
We hope that they would find our activities and our meetings interesting, and Chancellor Rishikant has already attended the requisite number of meetings, and we have a board meeting tomorrow to be finally approving his and processing his membership process. We had a schedule fixed for October, but it is probably only this morning. It struck me that the Friday is a meeting day, and Friday coincidentally is also my birthday. So I would like to first take this opportunity of thanking all the greetings and wishes and calls and everything which has been coming. So I took the liberty of trying to emulate what we used to do when we had our physical meetings, where we would have a cake cutting for the celebrating members and Rotarians and couples. So to avoid too much of time delays, I could not check whether Renu and Sarvade, they have the anniversary tomorrow, and I hope the members would with as much enthusiasm, be wishing each other as and when the special days come. Well, before I invite our Vocational Service Director Anupam ji to take this meeting forward and introduce the guest speaker, I just want to say the topic today is not necessarily, as I heard prior to this meeting, people feeling it's only for the elderly or the aged. I've seen members, I've seen friends and other people, not taking good care of their health in 20s and 30s maybe, when they have some basic tests and the early signs are there. So what I'm trying to say is that health is important. It is not the age. Health is important, even whether it's a newborn or a middle-aged person or an elderly person. And when I have seen, for as long as I have been a member in the Rotary, I've always looked forward to meetings where we have had guest speakers who may be doctors or otherwise, and coming and sharing their knowledge about health. It always helps, and I'm happy that members are excited to be here today and hear the topic today. Similarly, we would have every month, my target would be to have at least one session related to health, wellness, and such things. And if members have any suggestions for any specific things, we are always open for that. The board would like to get inputs on the type of topics that you would like to hear, and resources would be arranged, and I'm sure many would look forward to coming to Rotary and sharing their experience and their knowledge with us. So with this, I would like to invite our Vocational Service Director, Rotarian Anupam Jain. Thank you so much, Anupam ji, for joining us today, despite certain difficulties and loss you had in family last week. Members were really looking forward to seeing you back here, and you may kindly take this forward, and with the guest speaker as well. It's over to you, Anupam.
Thanks, Rotary, for giving me this opportunity today. My greetings to President Rotarian Sanjay Bhatt, Secretary Rotarian Shuchi Thakur, AG Rotarian Rita Kalraji, and all fellow Rotarians. Very good evening to all of you. Due to this COVID-19, unthinkable has happened. Over the past few days, I have experienced great loss in my life. When I lost my dearest brother, Dr. Narinder Bansal, a Corona warrior. With so much fast-moving life, what is one thing that keeps you moving? Is just love, care, and concern shown by our friends and fraternity next door. Thanks, Rotary, for making it possible for me, as it makes me feel stronger by engaging myself today in another welfare project for society. At Rotary, we are trying to put our minds through online sessions. We are trying to hack solutions to healthcare and other social issues by bringing best of brains online. Today's session is on Arthritis Day special, and topic is replacement surgery. This is to mark Global World Arthritis Awareness Day that takes place on October 12th. Arthritis means inflammation or swelling of one or more joints and tissues around the joints. As we get older, we face this problem in one form or other. Our ligaments and connective tissues become less elastic and flexible with age. I'm sure today's session will be relevant for many of us and informative for all of us. Here I have the pleasure to introduce Dr. Avtar Singh, Chief Orthopedic Surgeon of Amandeep Group of Hospitals. Dr. Avtar has done his graduation and post-graduation from Medical College, Amritsar, and after that, he had training from many institutions from Germany, England, and America. He is heading a team of 8 in 2012. He was awarded, he's the first surgeon to start closed interlocking nailing in the region in 1996 and is the first surgeon to start navigation joint replacement surgery in North India in 2005. He's also the first surgeon in North India to start robotic knee replacement surgery in 2017. He, along with his team, has revolutionized fracture and trauma management in Amritsar, and every year his team does about 7,000 orthopedic operations. It is indeed an immense pleasure to have Dr. Avtar today for giving his views on important topic in our weekly meeting. He will enrich us with great learnings on arthritis today. Over to you, Dr. Saib. Over to Dr. Avtar. Hello, am I audible?
Yes. Yeah. Am I audible?
Yes, very much.
Okay. Thank you, ma'am. Respected President of the Rotary Club of Chandigarh Midtown, Rotarian Shri Sanjay Bhatia ji, Secretary Rotarian Suchi Thakur ji, Assistant Governor PP Rotarian Dr. Rita Kalra ji, and Director of Vocational Services Rotarian Anupam Jain, and all the other Rotarians present over there. A very good evening, and I'm really grateful to all the Rotarians for allowing me to share my thought processes about osteoarthritis with such great people sitting across in Chandigarh. And friends, as you know that we are passing through the most difficult times in our lifetime because of COVID-19. So I wish you a COVID-free, healthy life to you as well as to your families. So take good care of yourself and save your families from the disease and your fellow beings also. Since now the Osteoarthritis Day is coming on 12th of this month, so I will talk to you about osteoarthritis and its latest treatment. Because of the COVID-19, not many people are willing to go to the hospitals for surgery for osteoarthritis knee, because I know they are afraid of going to the hospitals because it takes longer period in the hospitals, maybe 5 days, 7 days, 10 days sometime. So they are not willing to go to the hospital. I'll be talking to you about a technology called robotic assisted knee joint replacement, where you can get the surgery done and go back home within 2 to 3 days. So you don't need to be in the hospital for a prolonged period. Let's start with my slides. So we are running a group of 3 hospitals at the moment, and we are expanding further, and I'm proud to announce that we were declared the best secondary care hospital, private hospital in India in 2018. So we are proud of this fact. And I'll be talking about robotic assisted knee joint replacement and osteoarthritis. In robotic knee replacement, there is no bone wastage, leading to a rapid recovery, and it's the most reliable way of replacing the joints. So few words about osteoarthritis. Why do we have to replace the knee joint? Osteoarthritis is a form of arthritis that causes the loss of cartilage of one or more joints. Friends, as we grow old, we lose cartilage. Cartilage is like a cushion at the end of the bones, and that prevents the pain. So as we grow old, we lose this cartilage, and then you can see the difference between the x-rays on the left side, that is normal x-ray pointer, and on the right side, if you look at this joint, we have lost all the cartilage, and people know it as space lose ho gayi ya haddiyan ek duje naal ladan lag gayiyan. So that is the common words which people use for this disease. Actually, it is osteoarthritis. And it has got 4 stages, starting from near normal, straight legs. As the disease progresses, the pain and the deformity both, they progress, starting from left to right. If you look at these people, ultimately their legs will bend like this. And if you look at the x-rays, from the normal looking x-rays in stage 1, they go on to having a severe deformity and bad knee joints. So this is how the disease progresses. And all races are equally affected. This doesn't differentiate between black and whites, but women are slightly more unlucky than men. But most of us will get affected by the age of 60 or 70s. So what are the symptoms? These are very simple symptoms. The pain in the affected joint. Any joint which will have arthritis will give you pain. The most common symptom is that stiffness after getting out of the bed. ਸਵੇਰੇ ਜਦੋਂ ਅਸੀਂ ਬੈੱਡ ਤੋਂ ਨਿਕਲਦੇ ਹਾਂ ਤੇ ਸਾਡੇ ਗੋਡੇ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਉਹ ਸਟਿਫ ਹੋ ਜਾਂਦੇ ਆ, ਜਾਂ ਫਿਰ ਅਸੀਂ ਜ਼ਿਆਦਾ ਦੇਰ ਚੇਅਰ ਤੇ ਬੈਠ ਕੇ ਉੱਠਾਂਗੇ ਉਦੋਂ ਵੀ ਸਾਡੇ ਗੋਡੇ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਨੇ ਉਹ ਸਟਿਫ ਹੋ ਜਾਂਦੇ ਆ। ਐਂਡ ਨੀ ਜੁਆਇੰਟ ਇਜ਼ ਦ ਮੋਸਟ ਕਾਮਨਲੀ ਇਨਵੋਲਵਡ ਜੁਆਇੰਟ ਇਨ ਆਰਥਰਾਈਟਿਸ। ਪੇਨ ਗੈਟਸ ਬੈਟਰ ਵਿਦ ਰੈਸਟ। ਜਦੋਂ ਥੋੜਾ ਆਰਾਮ ਕਰ ਲਈਏ ਤੇ ਪੇਨ ਘਟ ਜਾਂਦੀ ਹੈ। But patient will have difficulty in walking, climbing stairs and so on, and ultimately he will get deformity. So it's very easy to diagnose. No rocket science in that. Anybody can diagnose this. So now what are the treatment options with us as a human being? We can start with non-surgical treatment like exercises and weight loss. But the North Indians, we are fond of food. We will continue to do some exercises, but at the same time, we will continue eating. That is not the way to lose weight. And then coming to medications, there are a lot of medicines available in the market, painkillers, modifying agents, and you can discuss with your doctors for these medicines. They are simple painkillers most of the time. But remember, all these are temporary solutions. Once you start developing osteoarthritis, nobody in the world can eradicate this with medicines or with exercises, etc. If somebody tells you that he will cure your arthritis permanently with medicines, he is telling you lies. So don't believe that man. So how much exercises help? It's very evident from this slide that this is one of the best treatments for early osteoarthritis, not late osteoarthritis. Exercises will decrease your pain, improve your flexibility, and help you to maintain weight. So they are very, very important, but very simple exercises. You can do it while you are lying down or sitting on a chair or lying down anywhere, maybe on the bed or on the sofa, anywhere. Simply raise your leg to 40 degrees. Basically, you need to strengthen your quadriceps muscles. Quadriceps muscles are the muscles of your thigh, and these muscles are the main stabilizer of your knee. So strengthen them. Then how much weight reduction helps? If you can reduce your weight by 5 kilograms, your risk of getting osteoarthritis will be decreased by 35%. So losing weight is something which is very, very important. Then other treatments like these braces or injections into the joint. These injections are of different types, starting from steroids or viscosupplements or PRP, like plasma-rich proteins like that. But all these treatments will give you temporary relief, maybe up to 6 months. And these injections are pretty expensive, ranging from 5,000 to 15 to 20,000. But they won't give you a permanent relief. So then the modality which will give you permanent relief is surgery. But you have to carefully choose your surgery. We have to do surgery only when all other modalities of treatment have failed. Remember this, you have to try everything on earth to delay your surgery. But remember one thing again, you should not delay your surgery before it is too late. As in this patient, look at his legs. They are almost bent by maybe 30 degrees. And this fellow can hardly walk. He was brought to my hospital on a chair. So what surgery? The surgery most commonly done is total knee replacement. And this is one of the most successful surgery of recent times all over the world. And there are about 7 lakh surgeries done in America every year. And now the Indian numbers are also picking up. We are doing around 1.5 lakhs surgeries in India in different centers. So that number is improving every day now. So knee replacement surgery can be of 2 types. You can either replace half of the joint if half of the joint is involved. You don't need to replace all the joint in all the patients. So you have to carefully select your patients for surgery. If half joint is involved, only do half joint replacement. If the total joint is involved, then we choose total knee replacement. These are the two surgical options. And regarding the success of the knee replacement, what are the factors on which the success of this knee replacement depends? If you look at these 4 points, you need to cut your bones accurately. You need to align your bones accurately. And what I mean by alignment is that if you draw a line from your hip joint, it should pass through the center of your knee joint and ankle joint. There is no rocket science about this. You can jolly well remember this, that this line should pass through your hip joint, knee joint and ankle joint. It's like erecting a brick wall. If you can erect a straight wall with bricks, that wall will last forever. But if there is some malalignment in that wall will fall very soon. That is true about knee joint replacement. If you look at this line is not passing through center of the knee, it is passing outside the center of the knee, and it is sure that this knee will fail within few years and patient has to undergo another surgery. So then accurate balancing, you have to balance your knees, and accurate implant replacement. So you have to be very, very accurate when you are doing a knee replacement, and that is humanly impossible to control so many denominators. You can make an error at any step, and one error and your knee will fail very early. And as an orthopedic surgeon, we are slightly unlucky that we don't have a huge margin of error. We have just 3 degrees of margin of error. If we make an error which is less than 3 degrees, most of your knees will last for long time. If you make an error more than 3 degrees, 24% of your joints will fail within 8 years. That has been well documented. Just for example, to you, these lines will look parallel, because I know that the naked eye cannot differentiate the small errors. These joints, these lines are not actually parallel. They are having an error of more than 3 degrees, 4 degrees. But you cannot judge that on this slide or judge this error during surgery as a human being. And this has been very well documented that most common reason for failure of knee joint replacement surgery is human error. But I can't blame the surgeon, because surgeons are after all humans, and we have to make errors like anybody else. So talking about the traditional method of surgery of knee replacement, that's done like a blind surgery. We have to cut the bone blindly from the femur, from the tibia, the bone of your leg, and everything is done with approximation. You cannot cut and measure in this technology. Whatever you cut, you have cut. You cannot go back. So the results are not consistent, and you lead to excess bone loss, excess blood loss, residual knee pains, knee swellings. These are the outcomes of about 20% of people, and almost 25% of people remain unhappy after knee replacement surgery done with conventional technology. Those surgeries lead to lengthy recovery, activity limitations, expectations are not met in many of the patients, and many patients will have pain on the anterior or front side of the knee. So this is all documented in the literature. Look at the unhappy patient, almost 25%. So we are living in a modern world, and need for the day is that we need to be very accurate We need to have a very, very accurate technology at our disposal. It should be simple and it should be reproducible in all your patients. Not like the old surgery that you are happy one day and you are unhappy next day and you end up doing a bad surgery. And you should give a natural feeling knee joint to almost all your patients. So now if you look around, we have robots in all the industries, automobiles, food processing, aviation, then in space research, and now some of the restaurants in Dubai, they also have robots serving you the dishes. Basically, robotics is the future of healthcare now. They are there in urology since many years. In radiosurgery, in cardiology, they are already there, and now they are there in orthopedics since last 3-4 years. Basically, it's a combination of human intelligence that meets robotic precision to give excellent results to knee joint replacement patients. A brief history: this surgery was invented in 2012, brought to India in 2018. It got FDA clearance in 2017, and we were the 6th hospital in the country and the first one in North India to get this technology in 2018. So what are the unique features of this? That is the robo machine. That is the handheld robot which works on the bone. This technology is very precise and reproducible in all patients. It doesn't cut the bone. It only removes the bone which is needed to be removed. No wastage of bone actually. It doesn't injure your muscles and ligaments to ensure a natural feeling knee, and it leads to very fast rehabilitation with minimal blood loss. These are the advantages of robotic surgery. So how does it work? When we start surgery, we have to register the patient by moving the knee joint through different positions. That takes about 2-3 minutes. And then this is the robotic handle. I touch the bone and the robot will make a 3D model of patient's femur or tibia, the bones of the knee joint, on the 3D screen. Within a minute, this 3D model is made on the screen. This resembles entirely with the patient's own knee. So then we do all the planning on this screen. This planning takes about 2 to 5 minutes. You can see the different images, how we are doing the planning. We can move these images through 360-degree and look for the best placement of the prosthesis on the bone. We decide everything on screen, not on the patient. And then we do perfect gap balancing. Gap balancing means the gap between the bones should be equal throughout the range of movement. So, friends, a virtual surgery is planned and done on the screen before actually doing it on the patient. So, for us, patient is not a guinea pig. He should get the best planning implemented onto the bone. So, after that planning is done, then this is the robotic hand tool. Whatever planning we have done over there in the last screen, we implement that. And you see there is no cutting of the bone, it's only grinding of the bone. This is the robo handle in my hand. I will touch it to the bone and the robot will eat away the damaged part of the bone which was programmed to be removed. No extra bone cutting is there. And once that bone is moved, even if you push this robo into the bone, it will not work. It stops working automatically. Similarly, the lower bone of the leg, again, we remove the superficial bone over the end of the bone. No extra bone wastage. Once we are done with this, then we place an artificial implant and then we check the leg by moving the knee joint. And here you can see how much knee is bending, how much deformity we have corrected. So you get all the figures, all the readings on the screen before finishing your surgery. If you are not happy with these readings, you can always make changes on the table. So it's a very, very versatile form of surgery. And once we are done with the planning and grinding of the bone, we fix the new implants with cement. And because of good modern anesthesia technology, we can make these patients walk within on the same day in the evening, maybe 2 to 3 hours after surgery. That has got nothing to do with robotics. That has got everything to do with good anesthesia technology. So now looking into the literature, most of the literature now shows that it is very, very accurate. In fact, it's more accurate than manual technology. In a series of 402 knees, an error of 0.006%, that is 1 out of 181 patients, happened with robotic knees. That means almost zero error, but 26% of manually done knees, they had error of more than 3 degrees. So that is a huge difference between what is being done and what we have started now. Another literature showing faster recovery than manual technology. There is decreased post-op pain, reduced opioid analgesia, improved early functional rehab, and shorter time to hospital discharge, just 3 days at the most. And there is much less bone loss and muscle or ligament injury in robotic TKR. So everything is well documented now. So now friends, what are the advantages of robotic knee over the manual knee? That it is very consistent. All your patients will have almost same result. There is much less ligament and muscle damage. No bone is wasted, and it leads to faster recovery, early rehabilitation, and more natural feeling during walking. And we work through relatively smaller incision, almost 80% of what we used to do with manual. And patient can go home second, third day, and we can customize every patient's knee. And now a lifelong knee joint replacement is very much possible, even in younger patients. And this is one of my patients who came from Dubai. Can you imagine this result on third day? He was up walking same evening, and now third day he was ready to go home. He's able to walk without any walking aid, and he went back home very happy. So friends, till date we have done more than 18,000 hip and knee joint replacements overall, and almost 1,000 with robotics during last 2 years. And most of our patients are very happy. So if we use our technology properly, we can do wonders for our patients. This is the man who came to my clinic like this and went like this. And a short video, badly damaged knee joints. Half of the knee joint is almost missing. This is how he was brought, and this is after surgery. And these are x-rays after surgery. And he was a farmer, so he went back to farming days. So astonishing results with this new technology. Another patient, he could barely walk, replaced, and he could go to the Golden Temple, and he could take 6 parikramas of the Golden Temple. That is a huge satisfaction. And before I end my talk, let me tell you that knee joint replacement surgery is being overdone in 20% of the patients. We can save 21% patients from total knee joint replacement by doing partial knee replacement. Means half knee joint replacement can work in 21% of the patients. They are unnecessarily undergoing total knee replacement. And the reason for that is most of the orthopedic surgeons, they are not properly trained in half knee replacement. So they end up doing total knee replacement, and that doesn't give that good a result. So if you look at this half knee replacement, I'll explain it to you. We work through smaller incisions. We plan everything on the table and then implement that planning through this robotic handle. So virtually it's like working through a smaller window. This robot will grind the bone, and after grinding, a small knee joint or a half knee joint is inserted into the joint, and these patients, they can go home the same day or the next day. And they can have near normal or total normal life, and this joint can work for maybe 20 years or more. So now, friends, it's up to the surgeons and the patients whether we want to use outdated technology or we want to opt for new technologies. So definitely we have to opt for new technologies. And thanks to robotics, the knee for lifetime is now a possibility if we use oxynium implants with robotic surgery. That's all from this side. Once again, I'm grateful to all the Rotarians for their precious time.
Can we ask questions?
Yes, sure.
Yeah. How much is better than computer-generated surgery, this robotic?
Yeah, it's a good question. You see, ma'am, I started doing navigation surgery in 2006, I think, and I did almost say 8,000 to 10,000 surgeries with navigation. And results were wonderful, but still some people were unhappy. And now robotic is an advancement of what we used to do with navigation. In navigation, it was possible to get a good alignment, but then as far as the placement, the optimal placement of the implant, you see, implants can be rotated anterior-posteriorly, sideways, and in rotation. That was not possible to a large extent with navigation. So that is now possible with robotics.
So it has got an edge over that.
Yeah, it has got a much bigger edge over the navigation. Yeah. You see, whatever comes now is, it has to do better than the previous technologies. Right. And I could adopt this because I was like, Pardon?
Dr. Sir, I have got knee arthritis for the last 4-5 years. Okay. And I have to take painkiller after 3 days or 4 days. Okay. So then I can walk nicely. But if I don't take a tablet, then it pains a lot. But I'm not very...
Yeah. Pardon?
Yes, I'm not heavy, and I do exercise also. So what do you advise?
How long you can walk? For how many kilometers you can walk? Or maybe, how many minutes you can walk?
Yes. Where are you based, Doctor? Where are you based?
I'm based out of Amritsar. So my question to you was, ma'am, how long you can walk? How many kilometers or how many minutes you can walk? One, and it's not good to ask the age, but what is your age, ma'am?
I'm 84 years.
84?
Yes.
And you are walking nicely with just one painkiller after 3 days. You don't need to undergo surgery.
Yeah, they refused to do my surgery in Army Hospital.
No,
I'm an Army officer.
Like I will not do a surgery on my mother if she is having the same symptom as you have. Taking a tablet after 3 days and walking happily, no surgery for you.
It's fine.
Yeah, that's fine.
I walk 20 minutes every day.
That's more than enough. At 60 years, I walk around, say, 1 hour. If you can walk 20 minutes at 84s, I mean, it's great.
And I do yoga also for 20 minutes.
That's good. So, no surgeries for you.
So I'm not advised.
No special advice, you see. Already 84.
Thank you so much.
Thank
Anyway,
you,
you leave your mobile number, so whenever I
Sure,
want,
ma'am.
I can.
We'll share that. We'll share that, ma'am. Dr. Vora, past president Dr. Vora has a question. Vora sir, please go ahead.
Pardon?
Vora sir has a question. Vora sir, please go ahead.
Dr. Avtar Singh, I am Dr. Vora, and I am into prosthetic and orthotics. I am already of the Punjab government. I'm this Navedak Center in Zirakpur. You may have heard of that. So I'm also.
ਤੁਹਾਡਾ ਸੈਂਟਰ ਕਿੱਥੇ ਭਲਾ ਜੈਪੁਰ ਵਾਲਾ ਸੈਂਟਰ ਤੇ ਨਹੀਂ ਹੈਗਾ
नहीं जयपुर ਦਾ नहीं है साਡਾ जीरकपुर है and I am a consultant with Auto.
No, I know about your center a little bit, but ਆਪਾਂ ਮਿਲੇ ਨਹੀਂ ਕਦੀ ਡਾਕਟਰ ਸਾਹਿਬ
ਹੁਣ ਮਿਲ ਲਿਆ ਜੀ virtually.
I'm heard about your center.
मेरा क्वेश्चन हैगा कि like you have spoken about this robotic surgery. No, we have knee braces. We have orthodontic braces also. I'm a consultant with Tynor also. Tynor they भी knee braces हैगे.
ਹੈਗੇ ਸਾਰੀਆਂ ਕੰਪਨੀਆਂ ਦੇ ਹੈਗੇ ਡਾਕਟਰ
You suggest post operative or before operative about the knee braces. They are very sophisticated knee braces which has come.
No, Dr. Sahab, I have exposure to all the knee braces from best of the companies.
Yeah.
I recommend bracing to only those people who are unfit for surgery or who are not willing to undergo surgery for some reason.
Because there are some patients who want to delay the surgery and they come to us and they look for the braces.
Yes, I appreciate your question. If somebody wants to delay surgery, good braces are a very good option.
Right.
No doubt about that. But they need to be good. And you are a master in that, so you know what is good and what is bad.
We have robotics in artificial limbs now also. We have myoelectric hands. You must have heard of.
Right. So good to know that, Doctor.
And even the lower limbs of Avni processors, there are electronic processes.
Right.